Hey everybody, this is your favorite postman, Mr. Carpenter. Welcome to the PA Distance Learning Charter School Career Day. You'll be learning today about me, the mailman, and yes, I am Mrs. Carpenter's husband, so that's me. I was here last year. I made an appearance, making another appearance, so here I am again. I've got my mailman hat on. I'll be getting into that and different things that I wear, different animals I interact with throughout the day. So let's get to it and learn all about what it means to be a mailman. All right, so we have something special at the end here. Our objectives for today is to learn about a career as a postman. We are going to learn what the job responsibilities are. I'll have some fun facts for you. You guys will have an activity to complete about being a postman. And at the end of today's session, I will answer any and all questions, and a lucky person will be chosen at random to get the chance to receive a letter from me, a real mailman. Who doesn't want that? I want that, but I'm a mailman, so I can't write a letter myself. So here we go. Let's move on to the next thing, okay? What is a postman? A postman or a postwoman is a person who delivers letters and packages each and every day to your home. When teachers send you something from the school store, someone like me in this outfit here delivers it to you. Now, that could be a letter, it could be, like I said, something from the school store. It might show up in a bigger package. That's what we deliver. And if you look at the picture on your screen, that's called an LLV or long life vehicle. These vehicles have been around a very long, very, very long time. But they work, they're great, they get the job done, and yeah, that's what they're called. Little fun fact, LLV, long life vehicle. So let's move on to the next slide. All right, what are the responsibilities of a mailman or a mailwoman? There are plenty of women who work at the post office. The ones I work with are awesome. They're really fun to talk to, and we get along really well. So the first thing here is casing the mail. That's sorting the magazines and the letters for each house. If you look at the picture on this screen here, you'll notice it's divided into slots. And what we do is we take the letters and the magazines each morning and we place them in each of the slots for each house and we divide them up. Some houses get one or two magazines, some get as much as 10. It's a lot of magazines, but it's not every day. So some days they get maybe one or two, others they get too many. But that's okay. That's what we're there for. We deliver all of the magazines and letters that are required to be delivered because that's our job. Another thing is called pulling down, and that's organizing the mail with rubber bands by street on my route. And the letters go in the trays, so you can't pull all the mail down at once. What we do is it's sectioned off by street. So if you live on First Street, we'll pull all the mail down, put a rubber band around it for First Street, and we'll put that in the tray. Then if you live on Second Street, we'll pull all the mail down for Second Street, put a rubber band around it, and put it behind First Street because it goes in order, first, second, so on and so forth. And the last thing that we do is loading the truck. So that's where we take all of our packages, all of the trays of mail that we have. If we have advertisements, for the store where you cut out coupons, we'll load all of that into the truck in different sections so that it all stays safe and doesn't fall over each other, so that we're ready to go about our day. So those are just some of the responsibilities. Before we even go out onto the street, those are some of the things that I do on a daily basis. So let's move on to the next one, okay? Here are some fun facts. Now, each route in the post office is different. Some routes are what we call drive-offs, which you're in the LLV and you just drive off and just put the mail in the mailbox for it could be up to 8 hours, which is super nice on rainy days. It's not so much fun on sunny days because you want to be outside walking. Other routes we have are businesses. So you'll go into a business and they'll have um, boxes where you can put the mail for the different apartments where the businesses are. And other routes like the one I'm on right now, it's possible to walk up to 16 miles every day, not in a week, every single day. Because some of these routes are all walking. It's all neighborhoods. They have big hills. They have long walkways, and no matter what, the mail gets delivered. So you gotta have a little bit of grit, a little bit of gusto to want to do this work and just have a drive to just push yourself and think, if Mr. Carpenter can do it, I can definitely do it. So you guys definitely have it in you to do this. I'll never doubt yourself in that. And we do walk through all kinds of weather. So you see, we have the snow, which is not our favorite, we'll say, because it's very cold. And our shoes, after walking in them so much, they rip apart. And sometimes we get snow up our shoes into our socks, and we have cold socks all day. And that's terrible. But we have to keep going because that's our job, and we just go through it and we take nice hot showers when we get home. And then we do walk in the sunshine, which is our favorite. Spring, summertime, we get to wear t-shirts and shorts, and it's super nice weather. We do get to tan. I get to tan a little bit, so which is nice. It's one of our favorite seasons. And we do have to walk in the rain, unless it's under very, very serious weather conditions. The mail will always be delivered, and we have the appropriate attire or dress clothes to wear. Like I have long sleeves that I have on, or I have this hat. Okay, it's a hard hat, and it takes the water off of my face, and it keeps the mail dry while I hold and I look at it, so the rain falls off of the hat instead of onto the letters. We have big rain jackets that we wear and hoods that, keep us dry, but also keeps the mail dry as well. And we also walk in very windy weather, sometimes upwards of 30, 40 miles an hour winds. We just stand, and if we get behind a tree, that helps, and we just kind of let the wind pass by, and then we walk. So you kind of just have to just get a feel for how the weather is going to be that day and, plan your day accordingly. And also we have scanners that have GPS on them. So in case we get lost, and sometimes, if I finish my route early, I can go help somebody else who needs help on their route. Maybe they're new and they don't know the route yet, but I know the route and I can help them out. See, the post office, when you get there and you work with different people, you want to be helpful. You want to be the person who's available to help other people, and that's what I always strive to do. I always try to make sure that I'm ready to help. I'm here to help, and I always do it with a smile. So it shows the other person, Mr. Carpenter does it with a smile, so I can also smile and do this. So let's not forget, we also have the animals. I know that's something everybody always asks me. What kind of animals do you run into every day? Well, I run into dogs every single day. There are good dogs, which I give treats to. You're not supposed to, but everybody does because good dogs deserve treats. And not so nice dogs, which you want to keep your distance from. And I have outran quite a few dogs, and I'm kind of proud of myself, which means I'm faster than a dog. But the important thing is, guys, is you just know to keep a safe distance, no matter if the dog is nice or mean. You never want to approach a dog that you don't know. Even if you do know it, you always want to be cautious around animals because they're still animals, and they tend to be protective. So you always want to be safe in that matter. And there's turkeys. For some reason, they're extremely territorial, and if you're around them, they will chase you. So just do yourself a favor and don't approach turkeys. They're beautiful to look at, but always keep your safe distance away from turkeys. So let's move on to the next slide and see what else we have here. So one of the most basic questions I get is, how do I become a postman or a postwoman? You have to apply to the position online by filling out an application. After you do that, there are two tests. You have to learn to read addresses and knowing the order of numbers, street names, and have attention to detail because you're moving constantly in this job. It's really not a slow-paced job, it's fast-paced, so you're always moving. So you want to always make sure that, on certain streets, let's say the house numbers go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to be able to know that, to have a good memory and keep the mail in order. So that's why it's important to know the order of numbers so you can apply that to this job. Do you know the order of the numbers on the street? Because some house numbers have three numbers, some house numbers have four numbers. There's all different kinds of little things you don't realize until you get out onto the street and you're actually delivering the mail. So knowing the order of numbers, um, and the different routes and the different addresses and the different streets, it'll help you. That's why math is very, very important to just, know the basics and apply what you learn, on top of the basics that you learn. You'll get the hang of it. It's fun once you get it. It really is. And then we have driver's training. So like the LLV vehicle that I talked about, um, you will have to learn how to drive that. And then they have bigger vehicles. You might see those driving around or dropping packages off at your house. Those are called Pro Masters. They're the very big, long vans. We have to learn to drive those as well, and you have to pass the test because we need people who are safe drivers out on the road, especially now in November, December. That's when the roads are wet and it snows, so you want to be extra super careful when you drive. Always be a safe driver, okay? So, and we'll have special mail. There's special letters we have that we have to use our scanner um, to scan, and we'll have to get a signature. Now, because of recent events, we don't have people sign on the scanner. We'll sign it for them, and that's okay as long as they're there to accept the letter. So that's not a problem there. And there are two different kinds of positions that I've applied for. One is called a CCA, which means City Carrier Assistant. That's the person who has the satchel, and you go through the neighborhoods, you walk and you grab the mail and the packages. And then the next level up is called a regular. So that's somebody who has a regular route. You're on this route every single day, the same neighborhood every day, same houses every day, over and pretty much for as long as you work there. And that's the goal, is to start out as a CCA and then move your way up to becoming a regular. And how you do that is you show up for work every day, you stay later, and you put your time in, and you show the post office that you're there to work, you're a team player, you work well with others, and they'll recognize that. So let's move on to the next slide here. Okay, all right, so what does get delivered? Okay, so what gets delivered? I'll just run through this real quick. We do deliver packages of all sizes, anything from as small to a piece of paper to very, very big boxes and everything in between. So that's something we deliver. We also deliver letters of all sizes. We have just the regular size letters, or we have those tall envelope containers. They look like big rectangles. We deliver those as well. And we also deliver magazines and advertisements. So any kind of magazines that you might see, um, or any kind of advertisements you might see at the stores, we deliver all of those. Okay. All right. So now, if anybody has any questions, this is the part at the end. You'll be able to ask me any questions you want through email, and I will answer all of them, every single one of them. You can ask me questions about the job. You can ask questions about me. You can ask me what my favorite food is, whatever you like. Honestly, I will answer them honestly and to the best of my abilities. So give me some good ones. I like questions that make me think. So any questions you have about the post office, I'll answer. Or if you have any questions about Mr. Carpenter the mailman, your favorite mailman, I will be happy to answer them. Okay? All right, now you guys will have a Google form to complete, so please complete this form to fulfill the career day requirements, and there will be a special surprise at the end. I, Mr. Carpenter, will pick a random name from the people who have asked me questions, and a random person will get a surprise book sent to them based on their grade level. So we'll make sure, again, it's a random person. I'll do it with my eyes closed, I promise, to make sure everybody has a fair chance. So you will be getting that book if your name is chosen. Okay. And the questions will be answered by email. So as I said, if you guys want to send those questions to through the email, I will answer every single one of them. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me today and learning what it means to be a mailman and what it takes. And just know that you can do it. Never doubt yourself. You are all completely capable of becoming a mailman and having what it takes. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me today. Have a safe and wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.